Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Lady Calmer. I'm doing my 407th presentation and it will be on the Bodhisattva Jizo. Now before I go on, if you receive a message from me wanting to do readings for you or wanting me to do spells for you, especially for a price, it's not me, report it as a scam and block the account. So Jizo. The Oracle cards, the artwork comes from Gods and Titans by Stacy DeMarco and illustrated by Jimmy Matten. The Oracle card says support. This is the only image I have of Jizo. Okay, I do not have a statue of him. And he is not a god. He's not a Buddha. He is a Bodhisattva in Japanese Buddhism. He is called Ojizo Sama, or which means Great Lord Jizo. So his name means Earth Treasury, as well. Earth Treasury, they call him the womb of the earth, as well as Earthen Store, S-T-O-R-E, not store. So Earthen Store. And he had vowed not to reach Buddhahood, nirvana, until all souls are free, especially from the Buddhist hell. Now, he has become popular even back on his conception, especially when Buddhism was introduced to Japan. He has become popular among women and children because he protects children. He protects children before they're born, he protects them while they're alive, and he protects them on the other side. And it says, there's a saying that, and don't blame me, I didn't make this up, okay? That when children die before their parents is that they're punished and they go to like some type of hell, and they have to make these stone piles, right? And if they make enough, they can earn merits, but then demons come and knock down the stone piles. So Jizo is the one to help these children, especially hide them under his robe and protect them from these demonic entities that want to hurt them. Because it said if a child dies, whether through whatever means, even in is that they died before their parents died, so it was considered like selfish or wrong. So I mean, a child dying before the parents die does go against the natural order. However, in that belief is that they suffer, right? At least in this line of thinking. And so this is why when you see statues of Jizo, which is like these stones, they would have like a red hat and a red bib, and they would be like look like very friendly, approachable child, like Buddha monk with a shaved head. And that's why you will see piles of stones, because it is said that people who build piles of stones will help these children to get out of whatever hell they are in, or purgatory. I'm not a great fan of how they made Jizo here, making him into this alpha male warrior. I mean, he is powerful, but he's peaceful, and this is supposed to be the Sintamani stone, the wish fulfilling gem. And he made everything seem like almost like warrior alpha male. Like that, I'm not a fan of. So, Jizo originates from the Mahayana Buddhist Bodhisattva, and I I, I can't even pronounce the word. It's kid. I can. I would have to get my tablet, and I don't. I'm not gonna get it right now. So, Jizo is associated with these children who die before their parents, including whether they're stillborn, aborted, or miscarried, and they are known as water children, Mizuko, and they cannot. Okay, so when you die, you have to cross over the Sanzu River, right? But these children in this belief can't cross the mythical river of Sanzu because they have not accumulated their deeds in this life, and plus, they made their parents and suffer, and so they Jizo helps them, and he distracts the demons, and he guides them across the river. So the Jizo helps people regardless of their age. He is considered very happy. In fact, when they say you have a Jizo face, meaning that you have happy a happy face. So Jizo was said to also even he had he has different lives, and one of his lives was a woman, and in that life she saved her mother from the Buddhist hell. So, and that's another thing, like, oh wow, a woman was able to do this, and that was Jizo in his past life. So Jizo is a great spirit for those who fear. He's a great, I should say, great bodhisattva for those who are having ghost related incidences. So if you are having fear of spirits and ghosts and hauntings, he's the one to call, because Jizo is very loving, very kind. He's not he doesn't frighten little children. He's very happy. And like I said, if someone said you have a Jizo face, it means or you have a you have a happy face. You're smiling. So he is a guardian of dead souls, especially children. And he's also used for protecting children against negative forces and also circumstances. But if a child is in trouble, please get help, and please call CPS. Never call CPS, Child Protective Services, for just for laughs and giggles, or just to do something mean to somebody. Because here's another thing, and this includes Jizzle. While while you're calling CPS to annoy someone, to have them investigated because you don't like them, and you know damn well nothing's going on, while the CPS worker is working on a false case, there's a child in need that's not going to get that help at that time, because you know the CPS does get quite a few calls that are fake, and plus it's illegal. All right, it's illegal. It's like making a false call to 911. It's illegal. because while people were making these fun, I don't know if you know, if you were, I grew up, I was a 70s kid. And when 911 was, became a thing, people were calling for stupid things. And police and fire department were dispatched to fake calls. And when they could have been where they were really needed, and people weren't getting the help they needed because they were going to false calls. So that's why they made it illegal. And yes, you can face serious legal consequences for that. And that has become a thing with CPS where people were calling them on each other as spite or just for shits and giggles, which goes against what Jizo is. Jizo, okay, if you call CPS on someone for false thing like animal stuff, also they're using animal services to call make false allegations of abuse. They go to a place where animals not being abused or neglected, and while they could be somewhere else where they can help. And that's just fucking evil. And you're an asshole for doing it if you did that. So, anyways, back to Jizzle. He is petitioned for women to get pregnant. So that's another thing that women have. He also won favor with women. So he protects the pregnant woman. He's used for protection of the pregnant woman and the child. He protects against all negative and evil forces. He is a bodhisattva, compassion, mercy, and one thing that he can't do is fear. He lacks fear. He has no fear. All right? He has absolutely no fear. So feel free to invoke him against the worst evil that's coming after you or your worst nightmare, because he's going to be its worst nightmare. Maybe that's why they put him in the warrior thing, but again, Jizo's not seen that way. There's no statues of him like that. He does have a staff with six rings on it. He uses the staff to alert any creatures when he walks so that they can get away, but also it represents the six realms before Nirvana. There are three heaven. There are three like level. There are three. I'm not going to get into that right now. So Jizo guards. He's a guardian of the realms of the dead, the death. So Jizo also protects against fire, and may Jizo put out all the fires that's going on in Florida, and put out all the fires going on in California, and especially the extreme fires that are going on in Canada. And the smoke is already reaching uh, the northeast. It has reached the northeast of the coastline of the United States. And it's really making the sky hazy and the sun red. Superman's bane. So he can be used to generally protect your kid, especially while they're on their way and home to school if they go to school by themselves. So he also, because he protects against fire, he would be a good one for firefighters. So if you are a firefighter, he's definitely a good patron for you. So there is he's for so if there is a firebug lighting fires deliberately, Jizzle will be the one to call to have that person apprehended and to face the legal consequences of his or her actions. Anyone who can request Jizzle's help, do you have to be Buddhist? No. Anyone of any religion or spiritual path can request Jizzle's help. Jizzle doesn't is okay, so anyone can request his help, but nothing for negativity. He can be used to protect against an enemy. He can be used to apprehend someone who is hurting children. Uh, he can be used to request to stop someone from uh, lighting fires, arson, to stop that. I do want to read a little bit from this card. So again, it's by Gods and Titans by Stacy DeMarco and illustrated by Jimmy Manton. Alright. Oh, that's the Jade Emperor. Alright. So Jizzle support. An invitation to offer care and support not only to others, but to your own self. A call to balance caring and caretaking. So walk the streets near many temples in Japan and you will soon come across a statue of Jizo. Jizo is a Japanese Buddhist. Well, he's not a god. He's a bodhisattva. I'm going to correct that right there. I'm going to correct that right there. He's a bodhisattva. More accurately, a bodhisattva. Thank you. Okay. So, a being who helps relieve suffering and who chooses not to ascend to heaven until all beings have attained enlightenment. He's going to be there a long time, especially the way the world is today. A gentle and kindly figure, he serves as a protector and guide to souls through the six realms of existence and also watches over travelers in this realm. He guides souls through the six realms by leading them with kindness and by holding out the glowing Dharma jewel, which is the Sintamani stone. It the jewel, the wish giving gem. The calming light that banishes all fear as a torch to light the way. He is particularly loving and supportive to children, young people, animals, and mothers. Jizo is also the embodiment of support to those who suffer. A gentle soul, Jizo reminds us to have compassion for all, especially ourselves. Should he walk into your life gently shaking his staff, it is a reminder to support yourself in the best way possible. This may mean more consistent attention to yourself care, like getting more sleep and eating better food, or simply loving yourself more and being less judgmental of yourself in all your uniqueness. He asks that we also offer care and support to others, especially those who are really suffering from in particular from bullying, sickness or loss. Shadow side. While it is infinitely precious to have unconditional support, it is also important to take responsibility. Many of us allow people to take care of us constantly, and we are constant caretakers of others. We need to find the middle path to enlightenment in this area, or we may develop unrealistic dependencies or resentments by neglecting ourselves in favor of others. So, Jizo Um, put the book down again. That was from Gods and Titans, got by Stacy DeMarco, illustrated by Jimmy Matten. So Jizo is also going to be on different roadsides or thresholds. And what he is he's a protector of travelers and those who commute a lot or commute long distances. So he protects travelers whether they're traveling by plane, a car, or by bicycle. He's can be called to protect you from losing your way or getting robbed or getting into accidents or that someone doesn't have an accident with you. So whether you're taking a short trip or a long trip or going on vacation, he's the one to call. He frequently comes as a monk. So, and frequently seen as male. But again, his ultimate form is a bodhisattva male. Now, the most basic image is him as a bald monk with a staff with 6 rings and a Sintamani stone. And they also made him like childlike when they put a red hat and a red, especially a red hat and a red bib around him. And when you see that or anything with the red bib, you're gonna know this is Jizo, especially holding the staff with 6 rings and the Sintamani stone. So his image can be placed in cemetery, in the especially the children's section, or on a child's grave. So his number is the 6 realms of incarnation. So you got like the I'll just get into it. So from the lowest to the highest, you got the hell realms, you got the hungry ghost realm, you got the animal realm, you got so those are considered the lower realms. Don't don't blame me for this. I'm just a messenger. I'm just a guide here. Then the higher realms are the realms of like uh the demigods and goddesses, the realm of the deities, and then the human realm. Uh, don't know why it was put in that way, but I think they're trying to say that humans are more evolved than the deities. I don't know. Then there is, of course, beyond all those realms is Nirvana. His feast day is the 24th day of the 6th month. Again, the number 6 of the Japanese lunar calendar. His rituals are also associated with the dead, and it's also a auspicious day to contact the ancestors and the dead and seances and divinations. So, the sacred Mount Osore, I hope I'm saying it right. Osore, if I'm saying it right, means the mountain of fear. That is a volcano that went dormant, right? And allegedly it is a gateway to the realm of the dead, and is also where a lot of statues of Jizos are located at. So Jizo also has shrines, all throughout Japan, but also as well as in the United States, a particular state, Hawaii. So he's also dealing with the liminal areas, the boundaries. So there are small statues, like I said, at crossroads and boundaries, which serve and also like the serve as shrines, the roadside shrines. So sometimes his altar is just one statue or six of them. Again, his number. He can be maintained in the outside altar, in your outside space, as well as the inside. So, offerings to him, what would you offer to Jizzle? You can place stones, make little stone skyscrapers, red bibs, and like red baby bonnets or hats, rice dumplings, tea, incense, fresh water, rice, rice cakes, rice dishes. Uh, just trying to think what else. You can also give him 6 rings. Uh, give him desserts, those rice desserts, rice milk, flowers, uh, s- candy that children like to eat, like like candy, uh, jelly beans, jelly gummy bears. I know, real traditional, right? Jelly beans, gummy bears, uh, lollipops, chocolate. So sweets, Japanese desserts, incense, of course. So also Jizzle is, if you are in the child, if you dealing with children, and this is another thing, go back to these people, not just firefighters, but those who work with children counselors, CPS workers, child protection service workers, child welfare, pediatricians, pediatric nurses, uh, midwives, also anyone that deals with the birthing, with helping a woman getting birth. So we think about anyone that works in the pediatric ward or in a labor unit. Uh, just trying to think what else. Child psychiatrists, OBGYNs, Anyone who works in the maternity hospital or birthing centers, those are also going to be Jizzle's people. So, yeah, this just shows I don't have notes. So, his symbols, the things that deal with him, are crossroads, the Sintamani stone. Uh, so, Sintamanis, the Dharma, which is the Dharma jewel, children, I said crossroads, and a staff with the six rings, or six rings itself. If you give them a staff, it should just put some six rings on it. So is he approachable? Yes. He's approachable for all. Unless you're intending to do evil, then you may not want to approach him because he's not gonna want to deal with you. If you're a predator that hurts children, I hope you end up in prison. Okay? I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm with JD Delay with what he says, so yeah, you can look up at that creator on YouTube. JD Delay. If you look that up, J.D. Delay. I'm with him with what he says should happen to those predators. Well, I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to get my content flagged or taken down. So he's he has a his gem, his jewel is a wish fulfillment and wish fulfillment, and also to help you attain enlightenment, to become a bodhisattva or a Buddha. But that's to help you. You're not going to immediately become a Buddha because you ask him. You really have to want it. Sometimes he's seen accompanied by a small child. And you see he uses his like robe to hide children away from evil spirits. He gives he to those who are lost physically, mentally, and spiritually, that they feel they're lost or confused. He is the one to call. He's the one to help when you feel lost, figuratively and literally. So he brings safety and guidance. Also is good to call for anyone who passed away for their salvation of their souls in the afterlife, especially for children. Many parents who lose their children, who naturally in Japanese Buddhist faith, will create small altars in his or her honor with stones on it, offerings of incense, water, toys, clothing, food, and sweets. And that they pray to Jizo to protect their kids and to help them cross the river to the other side. So he's a guide for the wayward, whether they're lost souls or lost in life. And he bridges the gap. He bridges the gap between this world and the different spiritual realms. from the earthly realms to the spiritual realms. He's a savior for those who are suffering in the Buddhist hells, so that they can be saved. So he is a savior, he is a guide, he's a helper, and he's a protector. And he does not know fear. He has not an ounce or drop of fear within him. So he also helps pilgrims when, during times of war, or if it's very dangerous to get to a temple due to terrorism. He's called to help to make sure that they get to and from the temple in one piece, safe and sound. Hello, Boo. And speaking of little Boo, one of the animals that he's associated with, is a cat. So cats are associated with Jizo. So, yeah, and we just happened to have a cat right when I came up with that. Do you really have to sit on this? I'm not even gonna say. So he his protection also goes with the animal realm, because he deals with the animal, because he had the six rings. So he does deal with the animal realm, and he does protect animals. He guides them too, from to enlightenment, to become more enlightened beings, especially after they die. But also he can be used to protect them from harm. Now, red. And why is it red? Why not blue? Why not pink? Why not green? Hats and bibs. Why not gold and with black polka dots? Well, red. Red, if you look at the Japanese flag, what do you see? You see white with the red dot, the rising sun. So the red, well, that's the flag is actually Amaterasu, the rising sun there. But we're not talking, I already did a presentation about her. But the red bibs, red deals with happiness. It deals with happiness, but also the red is used for protection and warding off negative entities, energies, and beings. So that's why he wears red, not blue, not pink, not green with silver polka dots, or red and black checkered. It's red. It's always red. Always a red hat or bonnet and a red bib. So, of course, his color is going to be dealing with red. When it comes especially to hats and scarves. So we, if you think an animal is in danger, please call the police. Immediately call emergency, and then go on from there from calling animal protective agencies. But again, only if you see a cat or dog being abandoned, or someone throwing rocks at you know animals or stuff. We have to be there. We have to protect them. We have to protect our animal friends, right? Our scaly friends, feathered friends, furry friends, right? Friends with with scales. So we have to be the caretakers. So he guards all sentient beings. And he Jizo sometimes is seen not just with a bald head, but sometimes you're going to see images of Jizo very royal like. He could be sitting down with one leg, like you know how the Hindu position is, with one leg hanging out and one leg on top of the knee, and having a staff with six. It would look like six rings, or but he would also hold a Sintamani stone. And that's more of the Kasit. Kasit. I have to get my tablet. I'm sorry because I cannot remember this word. I will be right back. So that's more of the. He also teaches about devotion. So he's going to be teaching about how to be more devoted and to have faith, to help you also, since he doesn't have any fear, he can help people who deal with paranoia, of course, medication therapy, but people who have mild to severe paranoia, to those who are suffering from anxiety and dread and fear, who are living in fear for whatever reason, okay? He's the one to call upon when you're dealing with uh, feelings of fear and dread and anxiety. He's the one to call when you are dealing with that. So, let me see. The word is K S Garba, K S Kashiti, sorry, Kashiti Garba. So it would be a soft B because of the BH. And there's a dot under the S. So it's KSITIGarbha. Now there's some people that says, oh no, he's not that, but there are a lot of people that said he is. And that's more of the almost like very royal. And so dealing with when you feel scared, make sure you're safe, but you can also ask him to help you. Dealing with times of danger or fear to rescue you. So there is a saying that about Ojizo Sama is a mother to us all. So there is a, like I say, usually he's male, but women have really made him famous. It was a woman that he took women by storm like this, and because of all the bodhisattvas, they feel very close to Jizo. So Jizo is very popular in Japan and among the Japanese Buddhists in Hawaii. Sometimes he's seen in temples where he holds a baby. He cradles a baby in his arms. So so there's ceremonies in modern times, and it started in I would say, I don't know, sometime in the 1970s, where a ceremony for women, well, for the aborted fetuses, for aborted embryos or fetuses that were performed at these local temples, so that their soul can be protected and elevated. Fruit, back to offerings. You can also offer fruit to Jizo, especially sweet fruits. People also leave toys for him, and I guess to give to children, on for children to play with, the ghost babies and ghost children. So it's a lot of the local women will usually take care of these statues and be caretakers of these statues, and there make the hand sewn and hand knitted red bibs and hats for Jizo. So there is a thing called the Sentai Jizo, which is the 1,000 Jizos. So yeah, there's the Sentai Jizo, and these are also good for the forgotten dead and the forgotten graves and forgotten cemeteries, or those who in Potter's Field graves where the poor and the homeless were buried. So uh, they, for those who have been abandoned, Jizo is a good image to put there. And also now people like abandoned ashes, where sometimes the keeps the, I guess they can do that, keep the urns until someone claims them. And that's an idea to put Jizo there for unclaimed dead. Their ashes are bodies. And there is also I can't think of his name. Doroshi Jizo, and that helps rice farmers to help their crops grow and survive. So not only do they provide food, but they also, make money to provide for themselves. And then you have a Jizo called Miso. Yeah, like the food, Miso Juice Jizo. And he's the patron of philosophers and scholars and teachers. So, and then you have a Jizo called Koyasu Jizo, and he helps women during uh, labor while they're giving birth to help them with their labor pangs and to have a healthy child and to protect them during childbirth. Now, this may be actually when I think about it, but I know it doesn't look like it, but it can be a Shogun Jizu. And that's a Jizu who wears battle armor. And this is a Jizu who is going to protect soldiers in battle. So there are different Jizus throughout Japan. Those are just some of them, like the Doroshi Jizo again to help rice farmers. You got the Koyasu Jizo that helps women in labor and childbirth. You got the Shogun Jizu who's going to protect soldiers and warriors in battles. You got the Miso Jizu who is a patron of philosophers, teachers, and scholars. So you have all that types of jizzles. So, and there is the Mizuku ceremony again for a water baby ceremony for those children and babies that have passed, and it's performed for the especially the miscarried and aborted fetuses or children that were born still formed or very young children. And these ceremonies were practiced uh after, like the dates like after World War II in Japan, because abortion rates after World War II, after they lost, rose quite significantly. But there was other reasons too. But after World War II, it just seems like the abortion rates went up. So therefore, uh, the Mizuko ceremonies were called into play. So red is always a good choice of color for him, although I have seen images with pink, but it's usually red. So I have literally seen traditional statues with pink. So, anyways, maybe this is good enough to talk about Jizu. I hope that you learned something about him and that you got something out of it. Let me know in the comments if you did. Have you ever heard of him? Is he interesting to you? Look at this card. Would you want to work with him? What do you think of him? So if you learned anything, please give me a like and subscribe because it's come to my attention that a lot of people that watch my channels are not subscribers. It's easy. Just make a YouTube account and you don't have to make content and it's free. And then it gives you the ability not only to share the video, which you can do without having an account, but to like and comment because you can't like or dislike anything or comment without a YouTube account. So create yourself a YouTube account, and this helps me continue content because my subscribers has made this channel what it is. And it encouraged me to continue to do more content. I don't get paid. I would love to get paid. You know, if you see me, you want to give me money, that's great. However, I do these for free. So you can always wish me good luck and good fortune, even 10 years from now, and wish for me, do spells for me for money to continue, for me to find money, get money, good fortune, protection, health, wealth, and my whole home and everyone that lives in it to be healthy, wealthy, and stealthy and happy and good luck and good fortune. So I allow that. So be kind and courteous to others. And just remember that you matter, you count, and you deserve happiness too. So thank you for watching my presentation. And as always, blessed be.